Welcome back to Farming in Thailand with Mon and Ray. So we are getting to the end of the first week of October, and the rain seems to be easing off a little bit. So what we're doing now is getting all our seeds planted, ready for later in November when we'll move them onto the land. So let's go and have a look and see what progress we've made in the last few days. As the upper field is slowly drying out, we've managed to tidy it all up and give it a good old cut. So what we're doing now is our seeds. We've got cucumbers planted here, 120. We've got 120 long beans already seeded. And then in our little greenhouse, we have 60 tomatoes here, 120 aubergines, 120 chilies, and another 60 tomatoes. So that's all in preparation to get them growing, get them a little bit healthier. Then end of October, middle of November, we shall move them onto the growing area down in the middle section of the land. So that's all work in progress. And then along this fence line, we've bought a selection of hedges. One type of hedge, mixed in with some rose bushes. We've got a few spaces. We need to pick up 8 more rose bushes, and then this will make quite a pretty hedge line along this side of the land, and that will go right the way up into this corner, which all this needs tidying. There's a concrete post in there that needs removing and then all cutting back, and we'll cut all this back as well and have another rose bush in there, tidy up all this corner, make that look nice, and a little hedge on the corner here, and then following it through down the front here, again a nice hedgerow which will establish with plants in between. These ones flower up different colours, so again that will start to define the garden for the house plot later on when we get round to it. So lots of work today, lots of digging and planting. Like I say, we need to pick up 8 more rose bushes to finish that section, and 4 more of the hedges. The hedge I think is a brilliant deal. It works out to be 25 baht per plant, which is just over 50 pence UK money. And then the rose bushes, they are 130 baht each. So 130 baht again is about £3 thereabouts. So not expensive at all, and it will start to bring some colour to the land and start to get established for, like I say, the future build. So that's where we are today, and then once all those are planted and settled in, then we will start the middle section of the land, tidying that up again, digging over the flower beds, de-weeding, taking out the old long beans that are finished, and get that all tidied, ready for the chilies, the tomatoes and long beans, cucumbers, aubergines to start getting planted in the coming weeks, or should I say in the next month. So that's our project today, and for a change it's a lovely day, really nice, really peaceful. And Mon's been catching snails in the rice field, and she's decided to put the snails in these water beds. So we are kind of breeding snails at the same time at the moment, which we haven't been selling. We've been collecting a load up, then going off into the village with the family, cooking them up with a bit of lemongrass, some chili and some garlic, and they're quite nice actually, not bad at all. So that's another little bit of fun we're doing. So we shall come back and show you an update at the end of today. So finishing off today's video, started to tidy up the middle section, the vegetable garden as we call it, and then obviously the far end is the pond. So managed to get a bit of that trimmed today, should have it finished tomorrow. It's been a fairly hot day today, very humid, but it's been a welcome change. So obviously yesterday we got all the top section land all cut, so that's coming on. Still need to trim up along the hedge line, make that a little bit tidier, and cut down the overgrown grass, and then managed to get some of the hedges planted, as you can see as we're going along the fence line. So again, tomorrow should manage to get the remaining hedge plants, hedge bushes put into place, which will be nice. And as I'm coming along, I'm just tidying the fence line as well, so still got to tidy all the way up here to the corner, cut that back, and then didn't realise how much weeds had grown in this corner, so as you can see, started the weeding all around these plants and stripping it off the fence. So that is final update for today. Still got all the hedge to put in along the front, but we're still making progress. So we'll do a little update tomorrow. Hopefully we should have it all nice and tidy and move on to the next projects, which we've got to get the loofah planted, get the seeds put in. So that's most probably in the morning. We'll get that done. We'll get another 120 loofah, and then that'll be it for the seeds for now, as far as I'm aware. Get them growing, as I said, grow them over the next 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, then move them into situ, into the vegetable garden. So that's it for today. We shall come back in a little while with tomorrow's update. Okay, so we're at the end of this week's video. I think we've had a pretty good week, to be honest. We're recycling another old table. I'm going to put in a couple of benches here for the plants, for the little seeds, and then we're going to net alongside here, along the front, to prevent any beetles or anything, insects getting in at night time. So that's coming along. That's back at the house. We've got 120 loofah, a mix of the smooth ones and the rigid ones. Repotted some plants we bought earlier on in the year. I can't remember what they are, to be honest with you. And then over here, as I said earlier, we've got the cucumber, the long beans, tomatoes, aubergines, and chilies. And we only planted tomatoes at the beginning of the week, and as you can see here, we've got a little tomato coming up already, so pretty happy with that. Wasn't expecting them to start coming up yet, but that's good. And then along the fence line, we've got all the hedging plants planted now. The rose bushes are still to go in, but all this bit of fence line is now complete. It's all been tidied up. The fence itself's been trimmed down with all the long grass as well. So again, happy with the progress with that today and yesterday. And then up in this area, it's all been tidied up. Concrete post has been moved, placed down the back there out the way. And again, hedge is all done. So still to plant all this lot along the front, which more than likely get done tomorrow. And it's a lovely day and a lovely evening again. And as I say, now that the rain's eased off a little bit, we can start moving forward again and get everywhere tidied up, ready for when the seeds have grown a little bit stronger. We can then get them planted in the vegetable garden itself. So this is still work in progress. Still got to trim back all this section directly in front of us, and slowly been tackling the rest of the area. So that's all tidying up again. Then obviously all the flower beds all need weeding, all preparation for when we transfer all the seeds. So yeah, all the ridge line has all been done. A little bit underneath the loofahs, dig over this area. Now it's drying up. Then look to plant possibly some root vegetables of some kind, and then move on. So yeah, a great week of progress. So as always, thanks for watching. Please hit the like, the subscribe and the notification buttons, and send any comments, would be much appreciated. So we shall see you again on the next video next week here on Farming in Thailand with Mon and Ray.